So week 3 for the 4 and 4 challenge, I want to get into a really unique aspect and something I don't talk about publicly a lot, which is the visualization with the workouts and the testing. So visualization is something that basically all high-level athletes do. They spend time, usually daily if we're talking Olympic level athletes, closing their eyes and visualizing what they expect to happen in given situations. So that can be winning an Olympic gold medal, that could be spiking a ball, it could be serving a ball, it could be hitting a PR or whatever. All high top level athletes practice visualization because they know that it works. There's research showing that this not only helps mental focus, but also mental health and just improve performance overall. So a really simple protocol for this, it just takes 5 to 10 minutes and you can do this either before your workouts or before bed. I do recommend having you do it before bed because then it gets into your subconscious and then you sleep and that can kind of get ingrained to you a little bit better. But just 5 to 10 minutes of visualizing yourself completing something successfully. In this case for the 4 and 4 challenge, I would recommend you hitting a vertical jump PR. I do recommend you do this in 2 ways. One would be the first person view where you are in your own body looking through your own eyes and you are watching yourself jump up and touch that basketball hoop, touch that vertical jump tester, however you're doing, however you've been doing it on your testing weekly up until this point, visualizing yourself jumping higher than you did last time. The other aspect is from the third person where you are an outside perspective watching yourself do it, going through the steps, everything looking perfect, you're jumping, you're touching, you're coming down, you're celebrating, you're watching all of these things happen. You're watching you do it, but you're doing it from an outside perspective. When I like to do this, I will just close my eyes. I'll put on some meditative music. So just relaxing, calming music at different frequencies, no lyrics or anything like that. So you can just really focus and kind of get inside your own head and try to get a really clear picture of what you're doing. When you first start doing this, you are not going to be good at it. Okay. It takes time. It's just like muscles in the gym. It takes repetitions for your brain and kind of those creative aspects to build a solid picture of what you are trying to visualize. So I want you to always focus on visualizing the same thing. And every time just make it clearer and clearer and clearer and add more and more and more detail. And you will notice that over time, it gets better and better and better and it's easier to do this. I also find what helps is to, in my head, say the things that I'm looking at. And that helps it to be easier to create that picture instead of just sort of letting it on your own. You're more active with that process. So not saying it out loud, but saying it in your head. So what's some of the science behind this? Like, why are we doing this? And there's actually a lot of good research and visualization on something called the RAS, the reticular activating system. And what happens when we utilize this RAS is we start to not only make the actual changes within our brain and our body to become better at these, but we start to find ways in reality, either consciously or subconsciously, to make the things we're visualizing come true. So what will happen is you'll start to prioritize and make choices that will lead to the outcomes that you're visualizing. For example, you could be more focused when you're doing your workouts. You could end up having better workouts. You could spend more time being focused on nutrition and recovery. You could spend more time thinking about jumping, which is going to make some, mental and physiological changes on its own. You could spend more time watching jumping videos, or maybe you're investing more of your time learning, jump technique and these type of things. And all of these things just over time are going to compound to leading to that outcome, to make you a better jumper or make you, better at hitting, better at serving, whatever you're struggling with. But for the sake of this, I want you to just picture yourself doing your full approach jump, but in the way that you've been testing. Try to get that picture as clear as you can, and then you will start to notice, or you won't because it can be subconscious, changes throughout your motivation or your focus or your choices you make during the day because we're utilizing and activating that RAS. So once you see the power in this, you can use it for other things. You can use it for volleyball. You can use it for business. You can use it for just life success overall. It is very powerful. So give this a try. Again, I recommend you doing this 5 to 10 minutes every day before your workouts, ideally before you go to bed, and definitely before you do your testing. Visualize yourself hitting that new PR. I know this is one of those things that's like, it sounds like it's not going to be that important. You want to go, you want to do your squats, you want to do jumps, but this is something that could be the difference between you increasing 1 to 2 inches during this challenge and increasing 3 to 4 inches if you really dial this in for the last bit of the challenge here.